Double Diamond Railroad back Monday morning, working on the same engine. Decided to try an old trick. I moved my AccuTrack back to the number 12 block, the second track back there, where the AccuTrack gets more level. I had this problem before. If you get the front higher than the back or something like that, the beams don't shoot right and read right. So I put it back there. We got a clean long run track, and lo and behold, I got it trimmed back. Motor trims on 128, and I was able to jack up I put it back there, it was only doing 40. So I was able to jack up the CVs to where they should be. Now they're on 47, and we're going to make a run here. It's been warming up over 10 minutes back and forth. 49, it'll warm up here to 50. I've been having to turn it down because now you see the reverse is good. See, 51. Much closer. I have no motor trim on. They're both neutral. Just before I started the camera, it was 50. 50, 50. It changes off and on. There it is, 50 going backwards. So what we're going to do after we get this set there, 50, 50, get it stable, you get it warm again. And it's not broken, but I'm breaking it in by going forward reverse. See, now the rear's dropping down, the front's going up. My voice sounds shaky is because I'm cold down here. 50. So it's reading much more accurate in this position. 50, 50, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Close enough for science. Railroad science. 50. I haven't set the lower speeds, I'm curious. Only messing with CV5, high speed. Okay, so what we're going to do is slow it down, take it down to 16, speed step 16, which ought to be about 22 or something. 20, okay. Have no idea. So we don't know what we got on this one yet. We got a way to check it out. I'm just going down through speed steps. 21, okay. So now we're going to drop to 10. And 10 should be 10. That's how you set CV6. 9.4. It's like diving competition. 9.4, 10. Down here kind of working in half dark to be able to make the reader work right. 11 going backwards, which is kind of a flip from what it was doing going reverse before. I'd rather have it going 11 forward, there's coming up, and slower equal speed backwards. But this is very close. I probably don't want to change CV6. Pushing a little fast to the reverse at low speed. .5, still hanging down there. So I don't think I want to mess with it. It's not off far enough to matter. Now we're going to come back, drop down to 5. See how it'll creep. Speed set 5. Probably about 6 point something. Yep, 6.5. This is how you do speed matching. Start at the high end, go down to, usually you start the high end, go to the low end. 5.8, pretty good. Let's see what it'll do at 1 mile per hour. Painstaking, but it's a good test. You know, there's an issue. That's 1 mile an hour, it won't go. So that tells me CV2 needs a kick rate bumped up. I'll take it up to 2. There, it's moving on 2. See, it barely can go at 1. That's probably going to be slower than 1 mile an hour. Have turned CV2 up 1 number. Let's see what this calculates. This is why this kind of stuff is time consuming. Consider all the engines, like, okay, 1.9, but it needs help. It needs a higher kick rate to make it move. Didn't want to start. And that is, let's see, CV 116 and 117 is the depth, kick rate depth. See if it'll go forward. No, see, it doesn't have enough to, it's barely moving. So what we're going to do, program it right there. We'll be right back. We'll do CV2, CV2, check that first. Okay, raise CV2, it was on 3, which is about normal. Raise it to 4. And CV116, it was on 2, I took it up to 3. And CV117, the depth was on 20, I took it to 25. It's probably fast now. Since I raised the rate and depth of torque, 1.0, how about that? Nailed it. Okay, what's he doing in reverse? This is really getting down to pretty good for a TCS decoder. Usually can't do that unless I have an ESU load sound board in there. That's pretty good for a cheap decoder. I think they're like 32 bucks or something. I've got 3 of them. Slightly used for testing. Okay, a little bit faster there, no problem. We're good. So what I'm going to do next, now that I got it set back here and this is working, 44, no way. That isn't right. Watch it go to 51. 48. The top end shouldn't have changed. That's the motor got real warm from crawling. Now that's more like a TCS board. A little bit erratic. Since I raised the bottom end, it should actually be pretty good here at the top end. Might have to go back up 1 number on CV5. I think I'm set on 47. See, it's coming up, it's warming up. When I go forward, backer, it helps to break in. That's not right. No way. $49. Getting better. Guess I'd rather have 1 mile per hour slower than faster. That don't even make sense. How we changed that much. Nothing I did changes that. See, that's like I was doing when I was on the other track going backwards. So it's going the same direction through the reader. From right to left is where it has a problem. Well, at least got it red set for a while. I think the thing is still flaky. I cleaned the emitters, cleaned the reflectors. coming up a little bit. So these are things that are unexplainable. See, the rear speed slightly going up. Oh, barely made it. And the front says 45. It's hard to believe. It looks like sounds like the motor sounds like and looks like it's zipping right along both directions. .46. Now what I'm going to try is reboot the speed meter. See what happens. Don't understand this. That's why I think it's so often I like. It's been on for a while. Maybe the cells are getting weak or something. Okay, here we go. See what it does now. Booted the engine. There you go, right back to 50. Something crazy. But since I did both, was it the engine reboot or the speedometer reboot? I'm guessing the speedometer. So it's at the point now, it's really fine-tuned. I'm going to go with that. Yeah, going to go with that. And what we're going to do next, take it on the bench again, and I'm going back to the CP body because I want to see if I can read the CP body now and find out what's going on with that color deal. So we'll be back for part 2. Messin on a Monday. Double Dime Railroad, we'll be back. Okay, I just wasted a 5-minute segment, thought I was recording, and I wasn't. So now we got the CP body on. It's a tight body, kind of stiff, makes more noise. There you go, we're able to read it. And I do have issue with the track meter. A while ago it went down to 2.3. And then I rebooted and came back and started reading again. Actually, it started reading on its own. So we're able to read the red body shell. We were at 51 a while ago. Can drop soon enough. The faster you go, the longer it holds on to the speed reading, which is annoying when you're trying to do this in a hurry. 51, there we go. It's warmed back up again. You stop for a little bit and it changes. So that's good now. What I want to see was, I'm going to take it down to 10 miles an hour. See what I can do. I just upped CV6 because it was 1 mile an hour low. Or high, I mean. Yeah, now we're back where we were, 9.5. I probably could perfect it if I tweaked the motor trim on forward speed. CV6, C6, bumped it up like 1 number or 2. 9.7. Okay, that is not enough to mess with. You mess with that, it's one step either way. It's going to be high or low. Hard to tinker with that when it's like in between. That's where you get down to a TCS is not as precise as an ESU. Of course, you're getting a board for like 30. Look, I didn't even read that. There goes the meter again. You're getting a board for like 33 bucks, so what do you expect? Quick and easy. But not always as accurate. Now look at, see the meter. 2.5, now the meter's crapping out again. Then it'll come back and start reading again. I might have to reboot it. Not going to read. So it's like something in the processor board. Maybe it's heating up and failing. Yeah, it's a real problem when you can't get them worked on right now. No parts. Okay, let's reboot the meter, and you can watch. I'll turn it off so you can see it boot up. Watch in the upper right corner, you'll see it like a number 1 up there. It'll say N over here, then 160, but it puts a bar up there, a vertical bar by the mile per hour. That's how you know you're in the right mode. N1, N1. Before it was down the bottom right on KPH. Let's see what he says. Forward at 10. At least I'm trying to teach you how to use an AccuTrack. It is very useful when they work. Used to be a great tool. Okay, 9.2. So I think I'll probably take CV6 back up 1 number. 9.7, very close. Okay, let's make that change real quick. Stand by. I'll go into program. Use program track, enter. CV number 2. Select CV is 2. Now we're going to CV number 6, enter. And it's on 8, I'm going back to 9. It's really kind of low, some of them usually are around 11. I don't know what's up with that. Okay, here we come. 10 miles, 10 speed steps should be 10 miles an hour. Usually I can nail it right on. It's one of the easier ones to hit. Now I don't want to read it. It's lagging behind. Really something wrong with that thing. I'm about ready to buy a new one if they have SBC. It's crazy. If SBC4 DCC doesn't have parts that they can fix this, I'm about ready to buy a new one if they have one, or a refurbished one, and then send this in to be worked on. Don't want to read it all now. It's going out already. That's totally wrong. That's half of what it's doing. Obvious doing more than 4 miles an hour. And see, it won't read going that direction. It's trying to. Okay, we're going to reboot it again. Get the big hand in there. And when these things work, it's so awesome to be able to do this. Like I said, I've had this for like 3 years at least. There, 10. That's what I thought it was doing. See, I rebooted, so there's something wrong with that thing. Got a microprocessor in there, it's acting up, failing. I should open it up and heat gun it. Reflow the solder. Never know. If there's any chips, there's another perfect 10. Any chips in there, reseat them in their sockets. I might take that on. If I can figure out how to get it open in the back. There we are. So now let's take it up. Back up to the high end again. 46. See, that shouldn't change that much. You put on 50, you should stay on 50. Now it's going back up again, getting warmed up. So that tells me the decoder is not that stable. But it's good enough to run until it breaks in. To get it broke in, I'll just try one of the other decoders or order a brand new one. These 3 have been tested and partially run. So you hope they're not damaged a little bit. Yeah, it's getting more consistent. Whoops, too soon. Didn't clear off. Now it will. I turn momentum off when I'm doing this, or you won't get a real speed. I can see this is way faster. There's 50 now. Way faster than my other engines. That's why they've been going so slow. Oh, didn't wait. Didn't go far enough. There we go. So with the meter acting that flaky, it's hard to tell how good your decoder. See, now I'm back to 49. So we're going to stop here. And let's see. We're going to go up and look up on KATO's site. Because I can run this now. I can run this Pacific. I'm able to measure it. So we're going to do two things, look at the KATO parts, and we're going to talk to SB4DCC about this. See what their situation is with them. Can they be serviced? Do they have parts left over? Or what? Okay guys, thanks for watching and tolerating. That's what you got to do on a work week. Things like this behind the scenes. Keep your stock running. A lot of behind the scenes work. And time consuming. I've been down here probably 90 minutes on this. Take care. God bless. Have a great week coming up. Double Diamond Railroad out.